calling to order this hearing or roundtable of the Committee of the Whole of the Council of the District of Columbia. I am Phil Mendelson, Chairman of the Council and Chair of the Committee of the Whole. Today is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. The time is 1:36 in the afternoon, and this hearing is being conducted virtually. It is available live via the Zoom video conference broadcast platform. It's also available live on the chairman's website, which is www.chairmanmendelson.com/live. This hearing also is being recorded and will be available on the council's website, which is www.dccouncil.us. The subject of this hearing is PR 24-251, Commission on Out-of-School Time Grants and Youth Outcomes, Margaret Siegel Confirmation Resolution of 2021. The purpose of this roundtable is to receive testimony on the mayor's nominee of Margaret Siegel to the Commission on Out-of-School Time Grants and Youth Outcomes. In particular, this roundtable will review the resolution which will confirm Margaret Siegel for reappointment to the Out-of-School Time Commission, or OST Commission. This roundtable will serve as an opportunity for the committee to hear from constituents and stakeholders with regard to the fitness of this individual to serve on the OST, or Out-of-School Time Commission. I should note that even though I believe I referenced PR 24-251, what's actually before us is PR 24-352. It is the same purpose. PR 24-251 was withdrawn by the mayor because otherwise it would have been deemed disapproved and was reintroduced as PR 24-352. We had a hearing on other nominees this summer, I believe in July, and Ms. Siegel had a conflict. And so in a sense, this is rescheduled, reintroduced, rescheduled. And we will proceed in just a moment. The Out of School Times Commission was established to develop a district-wide strategy for equitable access to out-of-school time programs and to facilitate interagency planning and coordination for out-of-school time programs and funding. The commission consists of 21 members who represent key community stakeholder constituencies or our district agency administrative heads, including the director of the Out-of-School Time Grants and Youth Outcomes, the deputy mayor for education, within whose office the Office of Out-of-School Time is located, the chancellor of DCPS, the executive director of the Charter School Board, the director of the Department of Parks and Recreation, and so forth. The record in this matter will close on Wednesday, November 3rd. I'm going to change that. The record will close on Monday, November 1st, which is contrary to what the hearing notice says, but that enables us to act on November 2nd. So the record will close on November 1st at 5 p.m. Following this hearing, we will have a hearing on two nominees to the, we will have a hearing on one nominee to the WMATA Board of Directors. And then following that, we will have a hearing on two nominees to the District of Columbia Retirement Board. So that's all in the queue for today. Let me see if the nominee is here. Ms. Siegel. While she's being let in, an important part of these hearings, in my view, is that it's an opportunity for the public to come forward if they see problems with the nominee. As it is, there is nobody who's signed up to testify other than the nominee, which suggests that there are not public issues with reappointing Ms. Siegel, which is a good thing. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You have a statement. Why don't you proceed?
I submitted my statement in July, and I appreciate your scheduling this hearing, as I was not able to be here that day. Would you like me to read the entire statement, or would you like to proceed to questions?
No, I don't have that many questions. Why don't you read the statement?
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Chair Mendelson, members of the Committee of the Whole and staff. I'm Margaret Siegel, a longtime resident of the District of Columbia. I appreciate the opportunity to testify today regarding my confirmation and reappointment to the Commission on Out-of-School Time Grants and Youth Outcomes. I want to thank Mayor Bowser for renominating me for this position, and I was very sorry not to be able to join you in person in July. Serving on the commission for the past 3 years has been a very rewarding experience. It has demonstrated to me how much DC can accomplish in a short period of time. Through its skilled leadership, the commission has created durable systems, has greatly expanded funding for out-of-school time, has created innovative program and organizational support, and has engaged a wide variety of stakeholders. Members of the commission recognize the gaps and disparities that remain in the city and in its nonprofit partners' ability to provide high-quality, accessible after-school and year-round programming for children and youth in DC. My background as a consultant and senior staff person for several family foundations here in DC during the past 30 years has given me the opportunity to support and build the capacity of a significant number of nonprofits serving children and youth, and to enhance their ability to improve the lives of the children and families they serve. For example, I served as the program director for the Lois and Richard England Family Foundation, which dedicated significant funding to out-of-school time programs for middle school children. The commission has built on that legacy, and its combination of capacity building grants, operating grants, and training for youth development have reflected the best practices in the field. As a member of 2 committees of the commission, both the Coordination and Collaboration Committee and the Capacity Building and Funding Committee, I've worked with colleagues to establish timelines for increased cooperation among government agencies, to enhance relationships with nonprofits, and to ensure that the needs of families throughout DC are being met. We recognize the complexity of meshing application processes, health and safety requirements, and programmatic outcomes developed by a wide range of agencies. These focus efforts will result in a more streamlined application and implementation process for programs, including those that are cross-jurisdictional. It is a pleasure to work with the dedicated staff of several DC government agencies, all of whom are dedicated to improving the well-being of families in the district. Serving on the commission has been extremely rewarding, and I hope to be able to continue to serve and share knowledge. For example, a few years ago, several commissioners participated in a national out-of-school time conference and outlined some key discoveries to the rest of the commission. It was a wonderful experience that DC was recognized for using best practices, and our commission executive director is nationally recognized as a leader in the field. Yet there is much more to be done. There are still many pockets of neighborhoods around the city without adequate infrastructure for out-of-school time. Violence still affects the ability and opportunity for young people to participate in programming. Further, wealth gaps and racial disparities still exist. If I am confirmed for reappointment to the commission, I will work diligently with colleagues to continue the firm foundation of reaching additional young people, supporting fledgling organizations that work in underserved communities, and ensuring that the public funds entrusted to the commission are being well spent. I have reviewed proposals for the commission, been an active member of 2 committees, volunteered to assist wherever my skills are helpful, and hope to have the opportunity to continue this important work. Thank you for your consideration of my nomination and of the committee of the testimony. I look forward to your favorable consideration of my reappointment.
Thank you, Ms. Siegel. So I do have a few questions, but I'll begin by thanking you for your service for the last several years on the commission. Your written statement refers to only one committee, but in your presenting it, you spoke of 2.
Well, this summer, I was asked if I would join the Funding and Capacity Building Committee because of my experience as a foundation executive. And I was delighted to be able to do that. And so I have added to my responsibilities on the commission, and appreciate the opportunity to do so.
Okay. So the statement I think you said was prepared in July. Since,
Right.
joined the second committee. Do you know of, since you've been on the commission, you know what issues come before? Do you know of any potential conflict of interest or legal issue that would prohibit you from serving? Actually, I want to phrase that differently. Do you know of any potential conflicts of interest that might come up?
No,
Or any other legal issues that might affect your service?
no.
And I believe we sent you questions before the hearing in July, so you would have answered those. Are you current in taxes and any other liabilities to the district government? And
Absolutely. I'm
And-
even current on my parking tickets, so.
all right. I didn't ask about parking tickets, but good. Since you've served, you have a sense of what the time commitment is. You have the time to serve.
Absolutely.
What challenges would you say the commission has faced during your term that's just ended?
Well, the commission had to get going in a very, very quick manner. And then the pandemic has really made us stop. And now we're really trying to catch up again. And I think the fact that the commission is able to utilize additional funds and do it in a very positive way shows that while the pandemic really did slow us down, we are gearing back up and able to provide the services that are needed to support the nonprofits. I mean, our challenge is that it's a very complicated set of issues working with nonprofits and trying to work with a very diverse group of nonprofits and organizations supporting the children and youth in the district.
I know the council added money to the out-of-school time budget.
Yes.
Fiscal year. And we did so out of a sense that because of distance learning last year and learning loss, that strategies like out-of-school time were more important than ever. You agree with that? Absolutely.
And I think we really appreciate the fact that the council saw this need and was able to fulfill some of these gaps and really enable the nonprofits to work with the kids who suffered serious learning loss during the pandemic.
Do you find that in the past, the commission has, how do I want to phrase this? It's taken some work to get all the money out the door during the fiscal year. You know, the money disappears at the end of the fiscal year.
I think the staff of the commission has done an excellent job in setting up schedules and timetable so that funds can flow in a very efficient manner. And the funds have been well allocated, and it's a complicated process, and I think it's worked really well.
So even though we added, I believe, a considerable amount of money for this,
$5 million.
You're confident that the commission will be able to get that out?
Absolutely.
Can you speak to specific outcomes that the commission expects to see coming out of the this school year?
Well, one of the outcomes is that we're going to be revisiting the strategic plan to make sure that we are moving ahead on planning. And at our last meeting, we spent a fair amount of time going over details about participants and participation by nonprofits. And I think that the outcome that I would like to see is that at the end of this fiscal year, we will not only have caught up from the pandemic, but we'll be also able to move forward with some important initiatives.
What does that mean, caught up from the pandemic?
Well, all of the organizations were operating under very severe constraints, both in terms of distance learning and also because of some funding gaps. And the commission sort of slowed down as well. And I think that's what I mean by caught up, is that we've geared back up. Committees are meeting regularly, the commission is meeting regularly, and the work is proceeding apace.
I think I said there were 21 members of the commission. That's fairly large. Does the group get along pretty well?
I think we are very collegial in that most members of the commissions also serve on committees. And so we get to work together in smaller groups, and our commission leadership really have created and fostered an air of cooperation and collaboration. And I think it's worked really well.
Because I think that's important, that with these boards and commissions, that the commissioners or board members are able to work well together and work well together constructively, collegially, as you put it. Is there anything that I have not asked you?
I think we've covered a fair amount, and I watched the hearing that you conducted in July, and my fellow commissioners also really explained how well the commission is working despite the pandemic and the tough year that everyone has been through. So
maybe we'll leave it at that. We have no other witnesses. That's a good sign. And as I said at the beginning, the hearing notice said that the record would close on Wednesday the 3rd, but it's going to close on Monday the 1st. And that's so that we can, if we're able to, we can move forward with marking this up and the council voting on the 1st, on the 2nd. That's not a guarantee, but that's a aspiration.
terrific, thank you.
I don't have any other questions for you. Thank you very much for your service. Sorry that you had to come back, but it
was unavoidable. I unfortunately had to have some wrist surgery that day. So given how hard it was to schedule surgery, I'm sure you understand why I couldn't be at a council hearing as well.
Yes, and we were able to give you undistracted attention. So
thank you very much.
All right, I'm going to adjourn this roundtable and then wait a couple of minutes and start the next one. Thank you again, Ms. Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. Mendelson.
So the time is 1:55 and this roundtable is adjourned.